Hello, in this tutorial I'll be teaching you how to make a fully working calculator program from scratch. First of all, with Visual Studio 2019 open, let's select Create a new project. Then from the list, let's select C# console application and hit Next. Let's rename our project name to Calculator. Our solution name should also automatically update to say the same thing. Finally, let's select the location we want to store a project in and then hit Create. A new window should then appear. We will write our code in this main method, which will be run as soon as the program is executed. To display a message to the screen, let's type console.writeLine. Then within the brackets, let's type our message enclosed in speech marks. For now, let's write hello, welcome to the calculator program. Finally, let's make sure to end our line with a semicolon. To test our program, let's hit start. However, we'll notice that our program immediately closes after opening. This is because as soon as our program executes and all of the code is finished, it instantly closes a window. To stop this, let's add a console.read key at the end of our program. This will make our program wait until a key is pressed before it closes the window. So once again, let's test our program by hitting start. And then we'll see a message displayed to the screen saying, hello, welcome to the calculator program. Then, when we hit any key, the window will close itself. Next, let's ask the user to enter their first number. Above our console.read key, let's add another console.writeLine. And in the brackets, let's display a message asking the user to enter their first number. Ending the line with a semicolon again. To store the user's answer, we'll need to use a variable. A variable is a container or a storage area for data. Variables can only hold the data type they are told to. There are 4 basic data types. The first is a string, which can be used to hold text, such as names or addresses. The second is an integer, which is used to store whole numbers. The third is called a float, which is used to store numbers with decimals. And the fourth is a boolean, which stores true or false. To store number data from our user, we'll use an integer. So let's declare a variable of type integer. At the top of our program, let's create a new integer called num1. Next, we'll need to get input from the user. To do this, we'll use console.readLine, which will return the data that the user has just typed in. So below our second console.writeLine, let's assign num1 console.readLine. However, here we see that it says we cannot implicitly convert type string to int. This is because console.readLine returns a string that the user has just typed in. However, our storage area, called num1, can only contain an integer. To fix this, we'll need to convert the string data into an integer. Converting from one data type to another is known as casting. Let's type convert.toInt32 with our console.readLine enclosed in its brackets. So on this line, we are assigning num1 the data the user has just typed in, converted into an integer. To test if this is working correctly, let's add an extra line of code which will print out the number we've just entered. So below, let's add another console.writeLine. And in the brackets, let's type num1, ending the line with a semicolon again. Then when we hit start, it will say, hello, welcome to the calculator program. Please enter your first number. Let's type 8. Then when we press enter, we will see 8 printed back out to us. Let's then delete this console.writeLine. Next, let's ask the user for the second number. To do this, we'll use another console.writeLine. And in the brackets, enclosed in speech marks, write, please enter your second number. Once again, we need another storage area to hold our second number, so at the top, under num1, let's create another integer called num2. Then, let's assign num2 the data the user has just typed in, converted into an integer again. Finally, we'll need to ask the user what sort of operation they want to do. For this example, we'll have them enter A if they want to do addition, S for subtraction, M for multiplication, or D for division. As an extra tip, rather than having to rewrite the whole console.writeline, you can just type CW, then hit tab twice, and our console.writeline will be generated with a semicolon on the end. Then in speech marks, let's type what type of operation would you like to do. Below, let's type CW, again, hit tab twice. Let's tell the users which key to press for which operation. We'll need to store the user's answer. So back at the top, under num2, let's create a string called answer. Then below our console.writeline, let's assign answer console.readline. As the data returned from the console.readline is already a string, there is no need to convert or cast it. Next, we'll need to make a decision based on the answer the user has just entered. To do this, we'll use an if statement. On the next line, let's type if answer double equals sign A enclosing speech marks, meaning if the answer is equal to A, then the code in these curly brackets will be run. Here the addition operation will take place. However, we'll also need another integer container to hold the result of our calculation. So let's come back to the top, create an integer called result. Then within the curly braces, let's assign result num1 plus num2. Next, let's handle subtraction. We'll need to use an else if statement below our first if statement. So let's type else if answer is equal to S, then result will be set to num1 minus num2. The program will firstly check if the user has entered A. If they haven't entered A, it will then check if the user has entered S. Next, let's add another else if statement for multiplication. To multiply two numbers, we use the asterisk symbol. Finally, let's handle division. Here, once again, we could use another else if statement. However, what would happen if a user didn't enter A, S, M or D? None of any calculation code within any curly brackets would be run at all, meaning that no result would be calculated. To fix this issue, we'll use an else statement. So let's type else. Set the result equal to num1 divided by num2. So here, if the user enters A, the numbers will be added. If the user enters S, the numbers will be subtracted. If the user enters M, the numbers will be multiplied. And if the user enters anything else, then the numbers will be divided. Let's also change our message above to tell the user that they can press any other key for division instead of exclusively D. Finally, let's print out the result calculated. To do this, let's use another console.writeline. So below all of our calculation code, let's type CW, hit tab twice to insert our console.writeline, then enclose in speech marks. The result is, with a space on the end, plus result. Finally, let's add another message saying, thank you for using the calculator program. So let's hit start and test this out. So let's enter 5, then 2, and then type A. And we can see it says here the result is 7, which means our addition has taken place. Then let's close our program. Next, let's test out the subtraction. Let's enter 7, 10, S, then we can see the result is -3. Then let's test out multiplication. 7, 8, M, the result is 56. Finally, let's test out our division. 10, 5, enter any other key, I, and then we get 2 as our result. And with that, we now have a fully working calculator program. Thank you very much for watching this tutorial, and I'll see you in the next.